Hey friends, Fresh Cut Worm here, and today we're going to be talking about the use of third-party hardware to cheat or to gain an advantage in Destiny 2. So yeah, let's talk about it. Now, specifically, the objects in question we're talking about are, things like Destiny 2 Zim, Cronus Zin, and stuff like that, and whether or not they are cheating and what's essentially, just kind of thoughts on it. And stuff like that. So, for those of y'all who are unaware, Cronus, Zin, and Destiny 2 Zim, and other hardware like that are actual physical hardware, something that you attach to your controller or to your controller's, connection cord that allow you to have some really strong boosts to your character. Okay. And these boosts include things like lower recoil, for example, more aim assistance. I believe on mouse and keyboard, you can even enable aim assistance. And in Destiny 2, it's been talked about, and the Bungie team is talking about, oh, we got to look at this, but nothing's actually been done about it. And so I want to kind of start with Bungie's history on cheating and stuff like that, because of course, in the early days of Destiny 2, cheating was incredibly rampant in Destiny 2. And Bungie took, I would say years to fix it. And I don't mean that like lightly. I'm pretty sure, this is all off the top of my head, so I'm not, going to sit here and say, oh, I remember exactly everything about D2's launch, but pretty sure that when Destiny 2 launched, of course, there was a major cheating issue, but Bungie didn't get the cheating issue under wraps up until much, much later after Trials was released. Trials of Osiris, that is, was released. And this kind of shows Bungie's thoughts on cheating in Destiny 2. Of course, it was only on PC. PC, I'm sorry, was the main thing at the time. Where cheaters were. But as cheating got more popular, Cronus, Zin, and Destiny 2 Zim, stuff like that, started getting more popular on PC. I don't know if you can get it for controller or not. I really haven't done much research into it outside of what Bungie said. At any rate, Destiny 2 has had an issue with cheating for literal years in the game. Like, it took them forever to finally, get a true anti-cheat that detects the use of cheating software. I mean, we saw that. Was it in Beyond Light, or was it in the Witch Queen? I really don't remember. I think it was Beyond Light, but it might have been the Witch Queen or sometime in between, until they finally got an actual dedicated anti-cheat, system going on in their game. Well, of course, the number of blatant cheaters, the guy that shot 50 million rockets in a span of 0.2 seconds, dropped way down. Okay, and you started seeing less of that. PvP games started going better. You didn't have Nightfall teams where somebody would zip through it instantly and kill everything, kill the boss all in 5 seconds. However, since the official cheat software has been dealt with, players have moved towards using cheat hardware, like the Destiny 2 Zim and Cronus Zin, among other things. Now, Bungie, of course, recently said, okay, we're looking at this, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Bungie looks at a lot of things, okay? Let's take a little memory trip back to 2021. There was a tweet by Joe Blackburn, and unfortunately, I don't have it pulled up here. Otherwise, I'd show y'all. But he basically talked about I think it was season 16, or 15 or something like that. Talked about, major changes that were coming to the game and a big rework to Gambit and all that stuff. Fun fact, Gambit still has yet to be reworked from the time that tweet was posted. Okay, so we know the Destiny 2's development team, like, they have these grand ideas on things like, changing the game and getting rid of cheating and stuff like that. But they've said this for a long time. They've said, oh yeah, we're ready to deal with Cronus, users and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But it's still an issue. Okay, and I'm bringing it up now because I saw an article in regards to cheating with that, but also with Iron Banner afoot, I think it's a little bit more relevant. I was playing games yesterday and we saw them. I had a video about them. And you could see in the background, I was playing players that were very good. Number one, they are very good, but I was also playing players that it was suspicious how accurate they were. Okay, and even though Cronus and stuff like that does cost money, I believe that Destiny 2 players, as you get up into the higher, echelons of PvP, do use those more and more frequently. I think that, the number of players who are truly insanely good at the game is not as high as it is. It's artificially inflated, so to speak. I think that there are even YouTubers that we all love and adore that use these without really without telling people they use them. They kind of do it under the table, so to speak. You can't really see what they're using, but like, wow, they're really good. Well, yeah, they're really good for a reason. Okay. And it's because they're using things like Cronus Zen and stuff like that. And this, it's not, a lot of people will argue that it's not cheating because you're not downloading a software to explicitly hack the game files, because you're not. Okay. You are not hacking any game files at all, but it is cheating on the other hand, because you're artificially adjusting your, multipliers and your stats, your aim assistant, your recoil. You're artificially adjusting those. And I mean, it's incredible. You can go on YouTube and, look up Cronus Zen Destiny 2 gameplay and see the difference between with and without those, with just like, manual, manual controller manipulation and stuff like that versus with it. And it's insane. I just saw a clip on YouTube the other day of a player using Zim with and without, and they just showed, not any live gameplay where they're actually in the Crucible. They just showed against the wall. The changes are ridiculous. Like the recoil is literally non-existent, and it sounds wonderful. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would say, man, I'd love to have no recoil like that. But at the same time, I would not ever do that at the cost of other players' experience. Because here's the thing, like, I'm not a terrible PvP player. I'm not the best PvP player ever either. But I have used things like SMGs for a long time. I've really, learned how to use them. I've really gotten good, so to speak, with SMG usage. And it sucks to go against somebody else who is maybe they're cheating, maybe they're not. Okay. And especially in a time where target lock immortal is a thing, it's very difficult to tell who's actually cheating and who's not, and I think that that's an issue, okay, that Bungie has yet to address. Now, how would I, if I was Bungie, if I had all say, how would I go about it? Just, it's simple. Find some sort of detection system, okay? Monitor gameplay, monitor, inputs, outputs, whatever. I don't really know. I'm not a developer. I don't know how to do it, but monitor so that players who are using these third-party softwares get detected, and they get picked up. Because another thing that, Cronus Zen and Zim users and stuff like that can do is they can have aim assistance on M&K. M&K is already, in my opinion, inarguably the better input. You have much more precision. You have, a much better recoil control at base, add the ability to get aim assistance, because you don't have aim assistance on M&K. And the bullet magnetism is also not quite as high on mouse and keyboard. But you throw in, Destiny 2 Zim, for example, and you have the ability to now have no recoil on your gun. Okay, none whatsoever. You have the ability to flick with your mouse, which you can't see it here, but I'm using my mouse to flick, really fast to turn on people. You have aim assistance on your weapon, which allows you to be more sticky on target. Like, you are clearly going to climb to the top of PvP boards, and it blows my mind that Bungie has yet to address this issue, because this is not something that has been going on just like a recent couple months, like, oh, now it's getting bad. No, I mean, this is Cronus Zen and Destiny 2 Zim and stuff like that literally have existed for years, and Bungie has never said anything about it. Like, it's shocking to me that Bungie is just now talking about these and saying, oh yeah, we're going to do something about it. I do not have faith that Bungie's going to do something about it. And I know that sounds bad. That sounds negative, and I hate saying it, but like, it's gone on for so long. Look at the actual hacking problem we had back in early D2's launch. It took years to solve that. I mean, players were playing Trials of Osiris, not Trials of the Nine, Trials of Osiris, and struggling because it's like, I can't go flawless because of cheaters and account recoveries and stuff like that. And yes, they dealt with account recoveries too. We're not going to really talk about that in this video. It's mainly about cheating, but it's frustrating that Bungie takes so long to get on top of, quite frankly, important things, very, very important things. Oh, but you have a bug in the system. you know, where, I don't know what's something they recently hot fixed. So think of something they recently hot fixed that had existed for, you know, maybe a couple weeks in game, and now they patched it to get it fixed. They'll get right on top of those. Okay. And it's where are your priorities at? You know, are your priorities really, you know, lying with, hey, let's add stuff to the Eververse store, number one, because that's what it's, you know, we're not going to go into Eververse. That's what it seems like they're doing, though. You know, let's add stuff to Eververse, and let's make sure to nerf and fix anything that isn't really, really broken. You know, like, for example, 750 round SMGs, you know, they're talking about doing all the, you know, there's all these changes and stuff to them. Like 750s have been on a rampage for years. Oh, no, actually 750s are a bad example, because 750 round SMGs have been good since the dawn of time. Okay. You know, players are complaining about this, that, and the other, you know, like peacekeepers, you know, again, you know, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. I'm ranting on something else. Look, Bungie has a tendency to get in and fix things very, very quickly. You know, I'm genuinely surprised that we have not seen a fix to the Osteostriga bug, where you could basically infinitely take damage on a boss or something with Osteostriga. That is shocking. You know, oh, here's one, Winter Bite. That's a prime example. Winter Bite came out a little bit more than a month ago, and they've already nerfed Winter Bite and Syntheseps and everything into the ground. Okay, and it's, you know, I know it's a blanket nerf, obviously we all know it is, but it's like they'll get on top of stuff like that that's not harming the PvP environment at all. Like I wouldn't even argue that's harming PvE really, because, like, you know, if you're going to use a glaive and Syntheseps, you've got to put yourself in danger, you know, in low level content, like, you know, this 770 Nightfall I'm doing right here. It's nothing, you can use basically anything you want, and it's not really difficult per se, you know. But you do masters and you're trying to use a glaive and Syntheseps, like Syntheseps is the only thing that's going to make a glaive truly viable in my opinion. But Bungie has a tendency to fix things that aren't core issues with Destiny. You know, yes, I understand fixing like a bug that allows you to, you know, instantly kill Rolk, for example. You know, I don't know, that never happened, but I'm just talking out loud. You know, yes, they fix that. Okay, like, sure, that's understandable. Yes, it's good to fix a bug that causes, you know, players to instantly, you know, be able to kill, or not instantly, but be able to kill Nezarek whenever he's just standing there not doing anything. Like, yeah, I get some of those, but like, why is the team focused on nerfing Syntheseps and Winterbite when we still have issues with cheaters that are, you know, in the game? They're using it. I mean, you go on Twitch sometime, scroll down a little bit, and just look at the number of streamers that are using Chronos Zim, or they are suspected of using it. You know, like, obviously some of our top PvPers, I'm not going to mention any names, but some of our top PvPers, it's very clear they don't use it. They're just really, really good. But there's some that, like, I question. You watch some games, it's like, how is your aim like this in one video, but then all of a sudden in the next video your aim's like this, and you have literally like no recoil, stuff like that. It's the little things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think the issue with Chronos Zin and Destiny 2 Zim, stuff like that, Bungie, we got to get a fix for it. Okay, we need to get a fix for it. It's not fair to the players who don't have those. Okay, it's not fair to players who, you know, are naturally very, very good, but can't compete because other players that are of their skill or higher are using cheats to make themselves artificially better at the game. And yeah, anyways, that's it. That's me ranting for 14 minutes about Chronos Zim and stuff like that. Of course, tell me your thoughts on it. You know, like I said, I've seen a lot of people talk about that Chronos Zin is not cheating, or, you know, Destiny 2 Zim or any other hardware based game modifications, I guess you'd say, are not cheats. If you're in that boat, if you don't think it's cheating, explain yourselves in the comments, because I really want to know why. Because me personally, I'll tell y'all, I do think that it is cheating. I think it's outright cheating to, you know, use those to give yourself an unfair advantage over your teammates that doesn't just come from, you know, like scuffs, you know, a scuff controller, or, you know, a custom controller that's better with paddles on the back or something like that. Like, this is altering game stats that exist for a reason. This is not just changing up, you know, the length of your analog sticks or, you know, the layout of your buttons so you have an easier time clicking multiple buttons at once. Like, this is changing your stats, which is why I believe it's cheating. But if you don't think it's cheating, like I said, tell me why in the comments below, because I really would like to know why. Otherwise, tell me your other thoughts on this. Like, do you think that Bungie really needs to get on it? Do you think they're actually going to get on it? Because, like, again, they've talked about, you know, fixing things and stuff like that forever, you know, forever, but it hasn't happened yet. So do you think Bungie's going to get on it? Yes or no? Let me know why, of course, down in the comments. But if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. It does help the channel out a lot. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, we make rant videos and discussion videos and random topic videos about Destiny 2 every single day of the week, except for maybe Sundays sometimes. So yeah, drop a subscription down here below, and I will catch y'all in the next one. That's it for me, and bye for now, guys.